After careful consideration, I have decided to pick the sensitive archetype, because he has very low intelligence, and according to the bottom, has seen Inland Empire, so he's just like me. Well, that's one hell of a way to introduce your protagonist.
The idea seems to make your neck expand. Suddenly, the garish tie feels very snug.
I'm sorry. Did my necktie just talk to me? I can handle the intrusive thoughts, but I think my goddamn necktie just talked to me. It's only 17%, but I make my own odds, damn it.
Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Okay, well that could have gone better. Perhaps in the future I won't make my own odds. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna answer with a reference that won't make sense until 50 years later.
Have a brother in the cut. Where the wood at?
I honestly didn't think there would be any follow-up to that. Okay, let's do this.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
Alright, step 1. I should have asked what the rules were. Step 2. I probably should have done more investigating about the ball. And instead, I just took their ball and threw it in the river. That was some phenomenal police work, me.
I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
Wait. I took some medicine from a passed out person in a Wild Pines jacket. I really hope I didn't just mess up the strike just because I wanted some free pills.
Entertain the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop has its advantages.
Is it even a question? I'll be the greatest goddamn hobo cop this town has ever seen.
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again. There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
The voices in my head are giving me conflicting information. That doesn't feel like a good sign.
The stuffed bird, the great stewer. You threw it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like a maniac.
Oh yeah, that does sound like something I would do. Can you really blame me though? Stuffed birds are creepy. I have a friend whose house is full of stuffed birds and, I've only seen photos and that shit's terrifying. Living like Norman Bates. I don't want that.
Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobo Cop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content.
Yeah, extra content. My favorite type.
All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
Take it. Take the mug. Ooh. I like that third option. I don't think she'll get it, though.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to help Mum out with the store.
Well, I'm glad that you like books, because boy, do I have some reading for you. How do you feel about the seizure and redistribution of land owned by the Russian Orthodoxy?
Hey, psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Go on.
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
Okay, I did say some of those things, but in my defense, I was just quoting John Waters' movies for the latter half of those lines. That first half was me, though, yes.
The clothes are obviously not his.
Did you steal clothes from the dead guy hanging from the tree? Because we found military clothes in the dumpster, and you have a military haircut. And your clothes don't fit you. Not classy, dude. To quote a certain George Bluth Sr., you don't wear a dead man's pants.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
Okay. But this did sort of happen in Montreal during the Murray Hill riots in the late 60s. The cops went on strike because of, well, a lot of reasons, but the big one was the paranoia caused by the Front de Liberté du Québec's bombing campaign. And the firefighters went on a sympathy strike. And with no cops around, the city basically descended into madness because of a rivalry between the taxi drivers union and the Murray Hill Taxi Company. And because there was no police to stop them from fighting, they just went at it. The city called the army in, and the military basically became the police for the night. But if I remember correctly, it took a couple hours to get there because their base was not close. So yeah, fun history lesson. That did kind of happen.
It's the power of your imagination.
I mean, Harry's got to have a pretty vivid imagination if he's able to look at a corpse and hear it talking. Either imagination or some extreme case of schizophrenia. Whatever solves the case, I guess.
Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
Stop interjecting, Kuno S. Nobody is talking to or about you, you gout-riddled ginger ragamuffin.
Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops.
I can't believe I made
Whenever
that
you're
check.
ready to do it, I'll be right
Eat
here.
shit statistics.
As you leap,
And Jean, please take it easy with the race science. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race science.
Okay, I'm not sure what to say to that. Whoa, I'm seeing double. 4 Harrys. I gotta look a little better today, right?
a mirror
Oh
hangs on the
god,
bathroom
no,
wall.
it's still bad. Still
In it,
really bad.
Your face.
Turn the monitor off. I can't look
with
at that.
expression.
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Well, yeah. It's a murder investigation. We kind of have to talk about the murder. That's why we're here, Titus.
No, you're not getting a name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Okay, so we already know that you're responsible for the lynching, and now you're admitting to covering up a rape. Are there any other crimes that you want to confess to while I'm here? Because you don't seem to be amazing at keeping secrets, and... well, I'm already here.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
No, nothing like that. Anyway, that would be hard to do unless you fell asleep at the fence. Let's not ask why, I've already thought this out.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
You're always going on about that murder. He's not going anywhere. Can't a guy just talk about boats every once in a while?
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
Your dream is to sell lo-fi socialist junk speakers in the rain? I don't mean to be rude, but dream bigger, man.
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Okay, I recognize the irony in that statement. Kim recognizes the irony in that statement. I just want to make sure that you do too.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup.
Okay, ignoring the obvious racist sentiment, I need Measurehead's help to get the body from the tree. But that shows that I side with the Union. And I need Joyce's information about the dead body, but by doing her a favor, it's showing that I side with the company. I'm just gonna do both of those things, and hope that they cancel out to make me neutral. I'm aware that neutrality is the coward's way, but I'm playing a cop. I already chose the coward's way.
I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one.
That is, without a doubt, one of the best lines that I've ever heard in a video game.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Realistically, adding even more vodka to the borscht is probably a terrible idea. But it also has the potential to be really funny. I mean, what's the worst that a bunch of easily agitated drunk morons could do? They already lynched someone.
Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
What are you talking about? I just saw you smoking, you liar. There you go again. Why would you pick up smoking again? You never stopped. Don't lie to my face like that, Tommy. I trust that mustache.
If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as Marionette.
I'm pretty sure I do have children. And if they were raised by me, Lord knows they were way worse.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
Okay, I've seen some pretty poor disguises in my time, but that's just a wig and sunglasses. Do better, Jean. We're the police, for God's sakes. We gotta have better wigs somewhere. Well, the odds aren't great, but what do I have to lose?
Spit flies from your mouth to your moustache, your chest, the ground before you. No sound, though.
Okay, I don't think Kim can think less of me than he already does, but if he can, he does now.
Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
I'm already having trouble dealing with one dead guy. I don't need another. Can we just ignore this one, Kim?
It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start.
I would be here for a long while if I just listed ways that this game is brilliant. But I can't think of any other detective game where your lack of authority is so transparent, or is thrown in your face as often. Everard makes it pretty clear that he's blackmailing you in exchange for your gun. Titus says that he killed the hanged man to your face and says why he did it. Because what are you going to do about it, other than put the pieces together? You can solve the puzzle, but if they don't recognize your authority, what are you going to do?
A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
I bet it sands the pattern off the bottom of your shoe, too. I don't know about you, Kim, but I think we just found the 8th member of the Hardy Boys. And if they're involved in the drug trade, of course she'd be with them. Probably wasn't a fan of the security guard either. God, I love it when all of your information comes together. It's a very satisfying feeling, and this game is very good at doing that.
If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
Well, there is one guy who took credit for the murder, but everybody loves him, and killing him would basically have the same effect as killing all the Hardy Boys. It kind of sounds like all roads are leading to the same destination, and it's one where only Everard really wins. I don't know if I can stop the class war. In fact, I think my presence may have escalated it in some cases.
We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
We've heard about it several times. I questioned Titus and Lizzie about it. Come on, Kim, I'm supposed to be the incompetent cop here.
I've been doing this job for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
Yeah, and there are still mortar craters outside in the town square. Your financial district is so bad that the tenants think they're haunted, and the local kids are getting high on drugs that you sold them. So, you've done a real bang-up job at turning it around. Thanks for your community outreach, Titus. I recognize that wallpaper. That's the same pattern as the carpet in the Overlook Hotel. See, that's a good reference. At the very least, it's subtle and it makes more sense than the DMX reference.
His partner, Emil Mullins, can't be there. He's in another apartment with another man who's showing him a dead dog under the radiator. It's dead, Mullins says. No, the man replies. I touched him. He's warm.
The brilliance of Disco Elysium is that every time that I think, well, that's the worst possible thing that I could have heard, the game sucker punches me with something else, causing me, again, to think, well, that's the worst possible thing I could have heard. Now that is a proper hobo cop jacket. Look out, Revachol. There's a new cop in town, and he doesn't have a place to sleep or bullets in his gun, but he does have a talking tie and a pimping jacket.
What? No, no one's suspicious around here.
You and I have different definitions of the word suspicious, because I just had a conversation with a man in the rafters who was wearing nothing but a Dracula cape and wanted to talk about his religion. If you don't think that that's suspicious, then really, I don't know what is. I really hope that this side quest is worth it, because otherwise I'll have done nothing more than befriend some new wave musicians and defaced a church. And I can just do both of those things in real life.
Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
I can't believe after all that, the title of the game was a reference to one of the names for the church nightclub Palimpsest. Phenomenal move, honestly. Yeah, this side quest was totally worth it. This game rules.
What am I doing? My fucking establishment is under fire! You know how much windows cost?
Really, Gart? That's what you're worried about right now? I'm running out of options. I have to fail a check soon. Screw it, this one has the highest odds.
A plume of smoke and fire erupts from the gun, and your hand goes numb from the explosion.
I can't believe I got him.
God, please.
Then, 2 shots ring, and you hear a scream, but you're too hurt to see who got hit. Blood gushes from the helmet's eye sockets as Rude staggers back, disoriented. The sounds coming from his helmet are not human. An unbelievable shot from the lieutenant.
Guys, my heart is racing right now. Usually, like Dark Souls is the only game that is able to actually get my pulse like this. This is insane. I'm gonna cry, it's so good.
All the real communists are dead. They died fighting for communism. Are you dead? No. You're an inert lump with a gun.
I did get shot twice a couple days ago, though, because I shot a fascist scab in the face as I was defending a bunch of socialists. Well, kind of. Is it still defending if you're not really doing anything to protect them, but they're not your enemy? Either way, I think that all counts for something. Put me down as a moderately competent communist. Well, that may just be the best written game ever. Honestly, I can't think of anything that comes remotely close. I mean, just the subplot about Kim's old partner who pointed out things because Kim's vision is so bad, leading into Kim's God please moment at the tribunal is so goddamn phenomenal that I almost cried because I was so happy with the payoff. Usually music is the only thing that's able to make me cry in a video game. I don't usually cry because something is so well done. I don't cry out of appreciation for craftsmanship. But this game almost made me do that. I'm actually mad that it took me so long to play this game. All the years I listened to people talk about how good Disco Elysium is, and I just put it on the back burner. Like a goddamn idiot.